I mean, thank you very much. It's true, a huge honor to be here with everybody, and I know you guys have been such advocates of education, and to be able to, give up your night to come out and listen to us talk about stuff is really exciting. Um, so I won't try to bore you with a lot of things, but I think it's very. I mean, education is the you can look at our former president Lyndon Johnson, who said all the problems in the world could be solved through education. I mean, here's a guy and he's most known for his Vietnam stuff, but he had a lot of the Great Society movement, and he had a lot of the great, you know, uh, really kicked off the '60s. And why I'm starting with Lyndon Johnson is here was a guy who was a teacher. He was a teacher, in a small little one-room schoolhouse in Texas, and this man grew on to be president. And if I understand correctly, he worked predominantly with all Spanish-speaking students. And so when he was, I believe, when he was elected president, he actually went back to the. You want to look at the? Okay, sorry. When he was elected president, he went back to his old school in Texas and started it there. So, I think we all can talk about education as kind of the building block of our society. I mean, all the mayoral candidates are talking about it. All the city council folks are talking about it. You go to the churches, you go to the stores, anywhere, PTAs, soccer games, whatever. People talk about education. People are really into education. It's really impressive that everybody's out here. So my name's Chris Dobbins. I represent the 16 schools in District 6 in East Oakland, which run roughly from Seminary Avenue to 82nd Avenue, from Skyline High School down to East 14th or International Boulevard. And it's been a huge honor. I've been one term on the board, and it's a tremendous honor to be able to represent those schools and really work at, this is a really exciting time in education, especially a really exciting time in Oakland education. I'm a third generation Oakland teacher. As I tell everybody who'll listen, my grandfather taught at Castlemont High School during the Great Depression. My mother, who is an immigrant from the Middle East, she taught 35 years in Oakland, and then I taught about 10 years at different middle schools in East Oakland, King Estates, Junior High, Havens Court, Middle School, Elmhurst, Bret Harte, and some other schools as well in between. So education's in our family's blood, and we are, third generation Oakland folks, and so this is where we grew up, this is where we live, and this is where we're gonna hopefully, spend the rest of our time here. As far as kind of views on the Board of Education, I look at it, the Board of Education kind of twofold. Number one, we set the education policy for the district. But in addition, we also are charged with the financial constraints of the district. Everybody knows in 2003 that we ran a deficit of up to $100 million, took out a $100 million loan from the state of California, and the resulting state administration that came in after that, I think, and in many ways, there's some positives from that, but I think financially, we're still looking at a lot of the detriment of that. And you talked to a lot of people, and it was actually a galvanizing point, I think, in Oakland education history, where many people came out and said, hey, we don't want the state here. But it was also a sense, and I think Go Public Schools is a great positive aspect of this. A lot of people said, well, we got into this for a reason. It wasn't just the state said, hey, let's go and, take over Oakland. We want, something happened here. We wanted to make things right. And I think the fact that for 6 years, we have the most improved urban school district in California is testament to some of the good things that came out of this kind of movement, if you will. You look at Oakland history, and there's been a lot of movements in education. I think we're on the epicenter of that as well. So as this year, I'm serving as the vice president of the Board of Education, and even though there's no technical opponent against me for this election, more importantly, this gives a great opportunity to get out and talk to people about what's going on, what people like about schools, what people want to see improvement in schools. We had the opportunity to hire Dr. Tony Smith last June, and it's been a tremendous movement, I think. I know Go Public Schools supported him, and I know we support him definitely. So his idea about these comprehensive schools to bring in social services. My day job, I'm no longer a teacher, I'm an attorney, and I do criminal defense. I've also worked in drug treatment, and I've worked as a bartender, actually, for a side job. So the idea that, we want to be able to help the broader community with these schools is tremendous. The second kind of point I'm working on, we still have issues with financial constraints. I know we're going to talk about those tonight. We had to close 4 schools this past year. We had $120 million deficit, and we had we had to lay off 600 employees. But finally, I think really exciting about school is our sports and our Oakland Athletic League, and that's really I'm committed to. Those that know me, I'm a big Oakland sports fan, and this is the best after-school program we have in Oakland is our Oakland Athletic League. We want to support that, make it viable. Thank you.